Hey Unique Champs, Jackie Elmer here, and I wanted to create a quick training video that's really more of a mindset video. What I want to talk to you about today is really the key piece to success in your business, in any business, and really in life. You can see my doggy walking through there. And it's mindset. It really truly is. A lot of times people ask and want to know, how would you say this to this person? Or I've got this person I want to approach. I'm not really sure what to say. And, I've been busy creating a lot of little tools, including the little 90-second sizzle video to send to people just to introduce. I've, written down and recorded all types of training calls and little scripts on exactly what to say, how to pique interest. And ultimately, you have to kind of put it in your own words. And ultimately, you just have to swallow your fear, swallow your pride, whatever it is, and get out there and do it. I've created the party video introducing that, and we're working on some other things to go along. But the bottom line is your mindset is what's going to make it happen. Because you don't need all those tools. You need what's called a burning desire. Napoleon Hill talks about that in his book, Think and Grow Rich. Hopefully you've read it or listened to it. I have to tell you, I had a hard time reading it. I finally listened to it on CD, and it made a huge difference to me. All of a sudden, I finally got it in a way that I didn't when I was just trying to read it. So mindset is really everything. And so whatever it's going to take for you to work your mindset right, that's the most important thing. Now, this past weekend, I was up in Lake Arrowhead, where I've lived for the last 12 years. It's where I raised my children, a little mountain community nestled in Southern California mountains where we get snow in 4 seasons. And it was an idyllic place to live. We had 2 boats. We had our ski boat. We had a little Boston whaler that my kids were able to tool around on the lake on. We belonged to the yacht club. We had a fabulous life up there, and I'm so grateful that I was able to raise my children there where they had freedoms that they would have never had in the big city. But there came a time and a place when we wanted to move to something else. Now, I will tell you, for me, I have wanted to live at the beach for as long as I can remember. I can remember being 12 or 13 in the snowy Colorado Rockies in Durango, Colorado in January, looking out at the snow-covered peaks and thinking, one of these days I'm going to live at the beach in California. And it was a dream of mine, and it took me decades to get there, but I finally did. And while I was up in Lake Arrowhead this past weekend going through and cleaning out, because we've sold our home up there now, we're going to be in Ventura at the beach full time, where we've been for the last year and a half, but we're done with snow and all that good stuff. And so we put the house on the market, and it sold in 2 weeks, and we got more than we were even asking for because it was in a bidding war, which is fantastic. And I have to tell you, I visualized that. I know you're wondering where the story is going. It really does go to mindset. I visualized that because I wanted it to be an easy process. I didn't want it to be on the market for a long, long time and drag out and blah, blah, blah. I wanted it to be quick, easy, and my mantra that I said every night before I went to bed, my prayer to God, to the universe, was, please let the right buyers walk in, fall in love, and buy our house. And that's what happened. In a market where the average length of time to sell is 9 months, our home sold in 2 weeks in a bidding war, and we got more than we were asking for. And that's not been common up there since 2008. So that's a good thing. So where this is going is, as I was packing up my office this past weekend to get rid of the things I'm not keeping and bring out and move and store the things that I am keeping until we ultimately buy a house. We're in a townhouse, which we love. It's right downtown, right off the beach, and I love it, but it's not our long-term plan, but it's certainly fun right now while we're tooling around here. But as I looked around my office and all the things that I had up there, and I got into that essence and that feeling of growing my business there. I was all alone, I had music playing, and I was able to get into the essence of what I went through building a business up there. And I realized how important vision is and how important affirmations and the way you feed your mind daily, even if it's just subconsciously. When we finally made a decision, or I made a decision, that Ventura was the beach community that I wanted to live in, while I was shopping, visiting one day, I bought this little sign that says Ventura, Mayberry by the Sea. Okay, it's just a little sign that I set on a bookshelf that was right next to my desk. And all of my papers, everything that I needed to mail, prospecting information, all the information about my business was in the little desk hutch thing that this sat on top of. So every single day as I was building my business, living my life, loving my life up in Lake Arrowhead, I saw this. And even most of the time it became subconscious. Sometimes I would stop and look at it and reflect on it and know that ultimately I was going to live here, but for the most part, it was subconscious. The other thing that I did was, and I've done this for years, is I had a dream board. And this is my dream board. A few things have been taken off because I'm about to fill it in again, but it's funny. Last year, I went to Greece and saw this place. I'm now driving a Mini Cooper. Honestly, I forgot I put this Mini Cooper on there because that was kind of more my husband's dream car than mine, although I'm having fun with it. Mine's cream colored, but I have a Mini Cooper. This is me speaking on stage for one of the first times. This is a designer brand of clothing that I wanted to be able to purchase. Here are beach chairs, us looking out over the beach. Family first. This is the townhome that I live in now that we bought that was on the market. So just a lot of different things that were on here that were important to me, and I'm about to fill it in again with some new things. So my dream board was in my closet on a shelf that I saw several times a day because I walked through my closet. It was like a roundabout master bedroom closet, but I had to walk through there. So I saw that, even subconsciously, many times a day. Another key piece are my affirmation cards. I have affirmation cards where I have written down that I go through twice a day. I read these in the morning and I read them at night. I write them, okay, because there's power in writing. But I have more than this, but this is just the one at my affirmation card. Then I have Post-it notes. This is my latest one, okay? Post-it notes that I put up in the key places where I'm going to see them, and it's going to empower in my brain what it is that I'm working toward. And there's power in this, even if you don't stop on a regular basis and think about it. And then the final thing is my journal, which is a big part of my goals, my dreams, my hopes, my aspirations, and my morning routine. My morning routine starts with waking up in gratitude. I start with a moment of silence, prayer, meditation, whatever you want to call it. I just let my mind be free as it can. Yes, sometimes my grocery list wanders in, I'm not going to lie, and yours will too, but as you work on meditating and that kind of thing, you'll get better at it. And I learn to watch for the signals of what drops in for the day, what I need to be working on. So a moment of silence. Then I write down a moment of gratitude. I write down all the things that I'm grateful for, and whatever comes up, I write down. Sometimes it's the same list, but I write it in this journal, okay? And then I write out my affirmations, and I read through my affirmations. I do a little bit of both, but I write out my affirmations, and then I spend time visualizing it. I close my eyes, and I feel exactly what it's going to feel like when I've accomplished those things. And it's such a great feeling that puts me into inspired action for the day. I got up and went to my networking event today and had a great event, but I didn't want to go. When I woke up, I kept laying there thinking, I don't want to do this. But as I cleared my mind and did my morning routine, the clarity came to me that I needed to be there, and it was a great meeting, and I'm glad that I was there. And I do those things. I listen to the inspired action pieces that come. So I'm going to be talking a lot about MAC over the next few weeks and months, M-A-C, and no, not the makeup line, but mindset, which is the most important thing. Then action, because as you get your mindset right, you've got to be taking action on that, and the inspired action steps that you need to take will download into your brain and into your psyche. The question is, will you take them? And then the C stands for consistency, and that's all it takes. Really, those three things: mindset, action, and consistency, doing it day in and day out. So it's Jackie Almer. That's my training video for you today. Over the next few days and weeks, I'm going to be sharing more little training videos. I'm going to be creating a collection in our Facebook group so that you can refer back to those whenever you need a little bit of help and focus. But I want to encourage you to surround yourself with those positive motivators, those physical motivators that are going to remind you of what it is you're working for. Maybe it's not a place, maybe it's not as simple as this, but it certainly can be as simple as this, writing down your affirmations, and it certainly can be as simple as your note card or your Post-it notes that you post around. So it's Jackie Almer. I'd love to hear more about what you're working toward and how your mindset is, and then how you're getting out there and taking action. Have a great day.